Courage at hand to abandon the land for a life of adventure and gold. Then strap on your sword and climb aboard for riches and glory untold. Both monster great and treasure await in the ocean's uncharted frontier. This vessel is home, the ocean we roam towards prosperous waters we steer. May Queen Bess Mara's luck be upon you, and pray what lurks in the depths doesn't prey on you. Let loose the sail, the whole crew beside you, the beckoning wail of the wind will guide you. Only the brave seize their destiny, heed to the call of the sea, and let loose the sail. Take command of your fear as we draw ever near to a Bendigo stormy domain. Its said power galore comes to those who restore the shards of the hurricane. Keep a weather eye and the powder dry as the endless storm rages round. The tempest endure and sail on secure where the winds of fortune abound. If the enemy's colors should come into sight, all hands on deck, prepare our cannons for the fight. Let loose the sail, the whole crew beside you, the beckoning wail of the wind will guide you. Only the brave seize their destiny, heed to the call of the sea. Let loose the sail, take the cresting tide, a hidden trail through the waves we will ride. Conquer the sea and make history. Come claim your victory, and let loose the sail.
are live. All right. Let's see where we left off. Following a few clues to the underground caverns beneath Quent and the sounds of screaming feminine voices, you find yourselves in a laboratory deep underground. And after having slain the Frankenstein like creature as well as um, capturing its creator, you had found a few interesting tidbits, including Hans Kult's journal and a few letters that, for at least a few of you, had a great interpersonal meaning. You also found a couple of interesting medical devices and vials throughout the laboratory. You are now still kind of recovering from the encounter. It's only been a few minutes since you've been able to take a deep breath, a sigh of relief, the danger averted. But the ripple effects, they still remain. What would you like to do?
Is there anything we have not looted?
We haven't checked the doctor himself.
Oh my gosh.
I'll check the doctor. I
Good
will
call.
pat that motherfucker down
Hell yeah.
vigorously.
All right.
I love it when you pat people with vigor.
The way only Radigan can.
We close the doors.
Actually, I think I can make him. Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe it won't let me. I think I can make him his stuff discoverable, but maybe not.
The game is also paused for us.
Oop. Yeah, that would help.
Is he still in that final boss room?
What's that?
Is his token still in that final boss room?
Yes, it is.
I think we let him go, actually.
Hell no.
No way.
Okay, maybe I can't. All right, I'll just go ahead. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read off what he's got, and then any of that stuff that you want, I'll throw into the party loot bag. All right, so you find on him one flaying knife worth about 480 gold pieces.
Wow.
Black powder knuckle busters.
Oh.
6 throwing knives. Hide armor. A plague mask worth about 10 gold pieces. Belt of health worth about 85 gold pieces. Healer's gloves worth about 80 gold pieces. Handling gloves worth about 5 silver. And black powder dose and round, about 6 of those. And I just threw all that into the party loot.
Awesome.
Is anyone really attached to that plague mask at all? Great. Yeah,
No.
Radigan's just gonna throw that shit on the ground and fucking curb stomp it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Removed.
Hell yeah.
What does that look like? You want to describe it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like ripping it off of this dude's face, taking a proper look at the doctor, throwing the mask on the ground right next to his head, raising his foot up, considering just crunching this guy's skull, and then instead aiming to the side and shattering the mask under his heel.
I love it. Love it.
All right. Kind of surveying the room, you believe you found just about everything worth taking here. Though you do recall an interesting passageway to the north.
Oh yeah.
It goes up a seemingly never-ending spiral stair. As you ponder your exit of this place, you recall that as a possible avenue, as well as the well-traversed and the known exit to these caverns. What would you like to do?
Seeing the white gloves come off of the doctor, Alec is gonna grab those and ask if anybody has any attachment to those.
They look good on you.
Yeah.
On that, so Alec's gonna grab these gloves and he's gonna put both of them on, and then I would like to heal Draketh, Radigan, and Algar, to medicine check to see, or to try to help them out, get them some health back.
All right, go for it. Are you gonna you're doing trained or expert?
I'll do expert.
I'll assist if I can. I don't know if I can assist on my own, but if I can assist for Radigan and Draketh, that'd be great.
Yeah, you can do that. You can just do it as a group.
Sweet.
Plus 2.
Plus 2. Cool.
Another +1 from Radigan.
Woo!
Plus 3. And a plus run from Draketh. Plus 4. All right, sweet. I'll go ahead and roll that.
Fat heels, fat heels!
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Dang.
Beautiful.
All right, that'll get you
48 plus 10.
Yeah, target. You're doing. Was it trained or was that expert?
That was expert.
Expert.
Yeah, 48 plus 10.
Nice.
Damn.
So you get crit success because nat 20.
That's 48.
Oh, that is crit success. Holy shit!
Oh!
Plus 36 health.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
sir.
Hells yeah.
Ooh, back to
Beautiful.
full.
Dang. Oh, feel much better. And then after helping everybody, Alec's gonna kind of grab his healer's tools, his expanded healer's tools, and ask, would anybody find any use for these? They're no longer needed by me.
Ooh. I'll take them if you don't mind. Unless someone else is in need of healer's tools.
They are the expanded ones, so you get a +1 item bonus if you're wearing them. I'm gonna throw them back in the party loot.
Sweet.
Dope. And
Well, I've played enough Skyrim to know we should explore the passageway right in front of us.
Agreed.
Very casually just drag the doctor, not even really attempting to lift him, but
Yeah, the doctor, he's pretty light. He's kind of scrawny, actually. And as you kind of like pick him up, you kind of realize he's more twiggish than you had previously anticipated. And you're able to lift him up and kind of drag him along quite easily, especially in his still unconscious state.
yeah, a few extra squeezes close around the proximity of the neck. All right, where are we going?
North.
It's this door, right, Marshall?
Yeah.
It is already open. I open it and I walk in and I am carrying Reyna still. I attempt to walk in, but a magical force prevents me. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's not going.
I might be lagging.
All right, I just pushed you
Oh, there you
up.
go.
Not sure what's going on there. Let's try this.
Yeah, I can't pull out my torch right now either. I think I'm just getting a little foundry lag.
Yeah, I think you're just a little laggy.
Yeah. Oh, there we
You
go.
got your
Catch
torch
up.
out. Yeah. All right. Continuing down this narrow corridor, you find a stone stairway going up, 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 spiraling. Your torchlight doesn't seem to reach the top. As you kind of peer over, trying to see where the end is, it is but darkness beyond the light of your flickering flame. Also, do you guys have Reyna?
Yes, I am carrying Reyna.
Okay.
Yes. And Drakith is carrying her eyes that he removed from the beast with moderate success.
Yeah,
Oh, you did great.
With a
He did great. He did great. Nat 20. He nailed it.
absolutely.
I think it was closer to about a 16.
It was an 18, Marshall. It was an 18. Come on.
Okay.
That was like my highest roll all night.
That was rough.
So it's
last
I
natural.
session.
can't believe
20,
that
like-
shit, bro.
I was
1, 1, 1. Back
Oh.
to back to back.
That was insane.
That was painful to watch.
That was whack, bro.
Just in comparison, yeah, great success.
Yeah, why did we let the dude roll in 5 nat ones?
Mm.
Take care of the
Suck
Yeah.
the eyes out of the monster.
the shitty part was he used all of his hero points on the first set of nat ones he got.
Yeah,
When the
dude.
second
True.
set of nat ones came around, there was nothing he could do.
Just
Have a
had
rough
to
time.
take it.
We were under the false assumption, though. I think that the Nat ones have done. They've done the course, right?
Yeah,
They're
there could be
over.
another one.
And it was like, there's no way. We were 3 in a row, huh?
All right. So as you continue up the spiral stairs, up and up and up, what seems to be never ending, you finally make your way to the top. There is a shallow ceiling above you, and you can see just the faintest outline, a sliver of light emanating from this ceiling in a square pattern. Looking at it, it seems almost like a passageway or the bottom end of a trap door made of stone and seated just so that it might not be observed easily. What do you do?
Algar, Drakith, call him forward and let's get it open.
All right. Do a little spit on the hands. Yep. Throw them together. Let's do this thing.
All right. As you kind of adjust, you find the weight is less than you anticipated, and lifting it up, the light from the room above almost blinds you, being so brilliant compared to the dingy darkness of the cavern and the laboratory beneath you. It takes some time for your it takes you
hospital.
it takes some time for your eyes to adjust to the blinding light. But as you do, you smell hints of chemicals and bits of blood and perhaps some flesh. Finally, the whiteness of your eyes begins to clear, and you realize you were standing in a hospital's morgue.
Let's go.
There's no one around you. There's some slabs to the edge of the table, very similar by design to the laboratory beneath you, but far cleaner and far more modern in its aesthetics and cleanliness. There's a wall of cabinetry with chemicals and embalming equipment, and a few cadavers waiting their autopsies. There appears to be no nurses, no doctors, but a pair of double doors at the far edge of the morgue.
Radigan starts hollering, "Nurse! Doctor!" and works towards the doors and opens them and continues walking down the hallway, calling out.
After making some racket, it seems that you have garnered the attention of one of the nurses as she comes into the hallway near the morgue's entrance. She seems...
I would like to start sneaking before she comes in.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Cool.
Alchemist gonna rogue.
That's right.
Yeah.
She turns the corner and you're in the classic Bigfoot pose, just, looking right at her.
She seems struck and surprised by not only Radigan's presence, but by Mukduk's presence as he freezes in place, thinking if she's a Tyrannosaurus, maybe she won't see me. Maybe Nurse's eyes are based on movement.
Once I realize I'm caught and I'm fucked, I'm gonna run over to the potions and start rummaging through them. And be like, my friend's dying. I need to save him. I need to find the thing. Total bullshit.
The nurse is surprised. What are you doing? What are you doing in the morgue? Who is she?
Your two doctors are terrible people. One of them is dead. We have his head. The other one is right here and will pay for his crimes. I need you to fix my sister.
What? She
quickly now, and I start walking forward and usher her to come with to a room.
All right. So she kind of after kind of taking a moment, come with me, and she takes you to one of the rooms and begins to kind of bandage up and work on your nurse or your sister Reyna. Your sister Reyna, she's kind of in a state of in and out of consciousness, kind of passing in and out, and all you can hear from her is, Radigan, are you there?
Yeah, I hold her hand the whole time and reassure her.
I was so scared, Radigan. And then she kind of passes out. After a few minutes of this, the nurse stabilizes Reyna, and it seems that she is kind of finally entering a bit of restful peace, as she still is kind of in a state of delirium, but at least now is resting in a comfortable bed instead of a dark and dingy cell.
Where's Dr. Barkin? Gotta get right and ask the nurse.
She's in her office. Why do you want to speak to her?
Well, she's the only doctor here who's not a worshipper of Asmodeus, and I could use that right now, if you wouldn't mind fetching her.
Still seeming a little unsure of the current situation she's in, the nurse kind of nods. Wait here. And goes to fetch Dr. Zainab Baraquin. As this occurs, what's the rest of the party doing?
I am looking to see how many drugs I can find, or highly potent, mainly drugs.
He looking
So-
for them prescription potions.
That's right.
Go and roll perception check or medicine check, actually.
Can this be a crafting check? Because one of the things you can do with crafting is figure out the components of things and what like chemical shit is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Muck duck, gonna muck duck.
Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and drink some grit, get the juices flowing.
Hey, it may be day or night. I was gonna say it's early in the morning, may as well wake up with a cup of it. But
Hold on, I need to drink my potion potion.
Marshall, we didn't exactly land on how this works because like it's like a drug that I'm trying to take. I can take another potion to give myself better crafting. I would just much rather also be high.
And what is your character doing?
Go ahead and take the beneficial effects of the potion.
Dope. Cool. So I take grit and crafting check. Last one. Dope.
All right. So looking through the plethora of medical supplies and embalming equipment, you find nothing particularly fantastic. Most of it is chemicals used to treat the already deceased, not the living, or no health potions, nothing quite to that caliber. But you do find on one of the cadavers in his pocket a single vial of unopened whole gill.
Nice.
I drink
And
Wait, whole gill what, Marshall? Before he
I
drinks
drink
it.
it.
Oh my god!
Here we go again.
No, right?
Okay, what is it?
Whole
No,
gill
I-
major. Fort save 60.
This is gonna be truly Muck Duck's last episode.
it was in fact just whole gill minor.
Oh,
Nothing-
thank God.
Nothing too crazy. But so go ahead. I gotta look this up again. Remind myself what the DC is. All right, perfect. So go ahead and roll me a fort save.
Oh, it's at 20.
If only you waited till the boat and we had a toilet.
So you see the potion, drink the potion, and you kind of look around, kind of feeling, yeah, I feel pretty good. You kind of begin to froth at the mouth, foam erupting from the corner of your mouth, and you kind of look at your friends, bug-eyed, in kind of a moment of desperation, unable to breathe, unable to kind of move, and then you begin to topple backward.
I love that whole gill is either you are super fucking high and having a great time, or you are dying. There is
Right.
no middle ground.
It's a dangerous substance. What can I say? You
Algar
topple
turns-
backward and onto the stone floor and begin to convulse and kind of begin to kind of throb back and forth. What do your friends do as they watch this happen?
I'll run over and grab Bucked Up, and then in a very similar fashion to this Radigan and be like, "Nurse, we got another issue here." And then I'm going to turn to Zotiva and say, "Does he do that all the time? Is he always just drinking whatever he sees?"
You mean, is he always an idiot? Yes.
But he's our idiot. I'm going to run to the nurse.
Well, of
Nerd.
all the places to overdose, he did choose the absolute best case
Best
scenario.
place.
Mucked up cops. I don't need no doctor.
No, you're unconscious.
Damn.
Oh, you're unconscious.
Active.
Jacket is gonna wheel in another bed.
Yeah.
Another nurse comes into the room as panicked as the other, and she's like, "We're not getting paid enough for this." She grabs Mukduk, along with anyone that wants to help, throws him onto a stretcher, and then rushes him into another room. She tends to him, and Mukduk, you were still unconscious. Who's in the room with Mukduk? Who follows?
I'll stick around.
Alec follows.
I'll stay with Radigan.
So she rushes you guys into the other room and performs a little bit of emergency what do you call it? Sucking of phlegm out of the throat to kind of release the airway, and Mukduk's body finally stops convulsing, and it seems that he's finally kind of calmed down after about a good 20 minutes of this, of kind of thrashing back and forth.
20 minutes.
Damn.
Holy,
He had
holy
a bad
shit.
reaction.
From Holgill Minor?
Oh my god.
Yeah, had a bad reaction to it.
That's funny.
He's still Mukduk is still unconscious for the time being, but at least now he seems to be stable.
Holgill's gonna be part of my like every single fight plan eventually. Like this is.
I think Marshall, hear me out. We can discuss this more later, but I think every time you survive a Holgill dose, your DC for future Holgill doses should decrease.
Yes,
Yeah.
love
That's a great idea. That is.
-2 or
I
something.
love that.
Yeah, -2, yes.
I actually was doing that for campaign 1.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, in the background.
Let's go. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right now.
All right. So while the nurse, kind of having finally managed to take care of Mukduk, goes to see some of the other patients, and at probably about that same time is when so who's with Radigan right now?
Just track with.
Just track him. And where's the doctor right now?
Also with Dragon.
So it's
The doctor, she hasn't come down yet, has she?
no, Dr. Hans Colts, who has
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Hans,
The
the unconscious.
Yep. With Drakith and Radigan and Reyna.
Perfect. Okay. So it takes a couple minutes until Dr. Xana Baraquin comes in. And you see her come through the door, dressed in the robes commonly worn by priestesses of Pharasma, swirling purple and blue dyes. This half-elf, female half-elf, peers through the door, and looking upon Radigan and Drakith with the unconscious person of Dr. Hans Kultz, as well as Reyna passed out on the bed, her eyes away from her sockets. She has a rather puzzled complexion, rather confused. What is going on? What is this?
You look like someone who knows how to put eyes back in a human skull. Would you mind?
Dangles the eyeball.
Radigan reaches over to Drakith, puts his hand on his shoulder. Too far. Too far. Too soon.
I'm sure she's seen some things far worse than this.
Still kind of shocked. She grabs a bottle of clear liquid and takes both eyes, puts them into the clear liquid, kind of shakes it gently to kind of It almost seems like a preserving or kind of a cleaning serum. Maybe she's doing a little bit of
little martini.
cocktail work. Yeah, a little martini. Make an eyeball martini.
Pours it all out.
Got something for Muck Duck to try later.
Is that a hint of formaldehyde I taste?
Yeah, I love me some formaldehyde.
Yeah, it turns out eyeball juice is the cure-all for Holgill.
Only one way to find out.
Before I do anything, you must tell me, what is the meaning? She still seems a little bit shocked at all this, but puts the glass bottle aside. Why is one of my doctors tied up against the floor? Why did the nurse find you in the morgue? And why is there a woman with no eyes sitting in one of my beds?
Radigan just...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Radigan just... Fuck.
Classic Radigan and Dragon.
Pointing
That
to
was
each other,
beautiful.
opposite directions. Like, it's, up is down.
Radigan will just pull out the letter and the notebook that was found and just set it on the table. Say, your answers are right there. But, summary, your doctors, both of them were worshipping Asmodeus and making flesh monsters out of your cadavers. That's happening no more, but at the cost of my sister losing her eyes. So if you wouldn't mind putting them back as repayment for stopping that all from happening, I would be ever so grateful.
She kind of thumbs through the pages of the journal, looking at the letter. Still shocked, kind of in dismay of everything that she's reading. Yes, of course. We'll see to your sister right away. This is quite disconcerting, this all be true. And you found all this beneath the morgue.
Yeah, there's an entire trap door in the morgue room. I can show it to you. It's wide open right now. Follow the stairs down for like 3 miles and everything is there.
We'll address. I'll see that that's addressed to. For the time being, let's take a look at your sister. She kind of.
Yeah, don't worry. We've already addressed it. It's taken care of. And Radigan points to the doctor on the ground. And by the way, feel free, have whatever conversation you'd like with him when he comes to, but he will be coming with us when we leave.
Let's see to your sister. And she kind of does an examination of Reyna, looking at the eyes. And as she kind of begins to take the eyes in kind of a magical attempt to rejoin the severed eyeballs into the sockets, you can see a bit of a flash of red. Something, and kind of a look of dismay or a look of surprise on Dr. Barraquin's face. She attempts a second time. Same redness emanating from the eyes. You
Is
can
there
kind
a
of
problem, Doctor?
You can hear a soft laugh coming from the corner. From
The corner of what?
Doctor.
Hans Kultz.
Oh, that's
I club his ass with the sap. Not right now. Not right now, Doc. I club him with the sap.
As you are about to, yeah, you can club.
Yep. Bonk. He's out. Unconscious.
Brain damaged doctor on our crew.
Y'all remember when I said we should get a stall and an ogre? I found our ogre.
That's our ogre.
Dr. Barraquin turns to Radigan. There appears to be some sort of contagion set to these eyes. something I haven't yet seen. She turns to Dr. Hans Goltz. Where did you say you found these eyes?
They were in a amalgamation of flesh from dozens or hundreds of human bodies, ripped to shreds and rebuilt in the form of a super soldier, as stated in Journal Entry 2.
By Pharasma Sans. She puts the eyeballs back into the jar. This will require a bit more diligence on our part. As far as he is concerned, he is no longer a doctor here, as far as I'm concerned. He's lost his privileges altogether. Do with him what you will. I do have one request. I will see to your sister and do all that I can for her. But this blemish on the hospital's reputation would be something worth avoiding. We try to do our best work here. And this sort of unnecessary attention might prove problematic for our efforts. It would be most gracious if we were to keep this development out of the public eye.
Well, Doctor, you have my word. I will hit the streets and let them know that, unfortunately, Dr. Hans Koltz, as rumor may have it, has decided to return to Cheliax and bring his doctor assistant with him. No one knows why. They've just up and left. However, should I find that my sister's eyes do not get put back into her skull, maybe the streets know a little bit more about what happened here. I mean that not as a threat, but please do everything you can.
We will do everything within our power to aid your dear sister. I would suggest taking him, pointing towards Hans Goltz, out the back way. We're just beginning to get the morning rush. Wouldn't need the populace to see you and your compatriots hauling out a doctor unconscious from the front door, would we? She kind of chuckles at the dystopian thought of that, continuing to kind of usher you out, kind of gesturing towards Hans Koltz.
Radigan says, well,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh yeah, Muck Duck is still ODing. Radigan will say, we'll put him where he belongs and look around for whatever the fantasy Golarion equivalent of a trash bag is.
A cannabis
Before plastic
trash bag.
products. I'm
Perhaps-
imagining like a potato sack.
Perhaps take a sackcloth from the morgue. We often use them for body disposal.
Oh, perfect. Maybe one that's been used.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, we don't have a toilet on the boat yet. We cannot get diseases.
Not yet.
So while
Turns
this,
out Radigan is a germaphobe.
do you have anything else before we hop over to Muckduck?
No, we just put him in a bag and carry his ass out.
Okay.
While
So
we wait for Muck Duck to get.
So, Muckduck, you finally come to, after about 20 minutes of in and out of consciousness convulsing, and find your head is now throbbing. You're experiencing probably the worst migraine you've ever had, almost as if a blacksmith were using your head as an anvil. You kind of open your eyes, seeing your friends around you. What do you do?
Oh, fuck. Does anybody have any more whole gill? I need to get rid of this hangover. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna get any more of that, buddy.
Right.
Nurse, drugs, please.
No response from the nurse station.
All right. Where's the pharmacy at? I'm gonna go look for a pharmacy.
Oh, if you try to stand up, I'm gonna put my full body weight on you. Stay down on the bed. I'm not letting you leave. And in doing so, I'm gonna say, I've already seen you nearly die twice in less than 24 hours. I'm just staying right here.
Well, yeah, that's why I need a pharmacy. I need some health potions.
Let the nurses worry about that.
Nurse! Drugs, please!
One of the
The
nurses.
nurses don't give a shit. What?
One of the nurses comes into your room, looks at Algar. Looks like your friend has returned to the land of the living. You're free to go whenever you're ready.
He has no need for anything else, nurse?
No. Just try to keep him out of the pockets of any illicit materials.
Do you have any straight jackets? or something we could bind his arms together? It's going to be kind of difficult without it.
I'm afraid we don't lease those out, I'm afraid.
One of these days. All right, Muktuk. I'll get off you.
Couple things. One, you are all talking way too loud. Second, can I have a painkiller for the road or something? Jesus Christ.
Pain is a good teacher.
Oh,
Off you go.
fuck yourself, nurse. I'm out of here. I'm going to walk out.
Alex
and
gonna
look
pick
for-
him up, and we're gonna all walk out.
I'm going to look for signs that say pharmacy, and then remember I can't read at a distance and start cursing more.
All right.
Before we go, I will talk to the nurse real fast and say, nurse, also, I've been treated for a poison. I'm curious if someone could get me my treatment for I think it's been 2 days now.
What did you say your name was?
Algar Beckett.
She goes to the nurse station, kind of rummages through some paperwork, looking for your file. Ah, yes. She leaves for a moment, returns with a ointment and a clean cloth. See that you rub this on your wound tonight, and that should suffice as that should suffice to prevent any further infection. Just try not to have any whole gill in the meantime.
Not my drug of choice, ma'am. I appreciate that one. I'll take the ointment.
All right. So, finding a way to the back door. Let's see. Drakith, since you're the first one there, I'm gonna have you roll kind of a stealth check to see if you can. So you guys are in kind of the back alley at the moment, where they drop off the trash and the other kind of discards of the hospital. Roll a stealth check to see if anyone notices you. Drakith.
Yeah, are we being like guided by Barraquin?
She kind of directs you towards the back door, but she left you. She kind of parted at Rena's room, unless you want to talk to her
Cool.
a little bit more.
No, when she leaves, Dracula is gonna kind of bow to her and say, "My exit awaits you," as a phrase
Uh,
of courtesy.
all right. Upon that remark, she kind of raises a brow. She bows to reciprocate. All right, 28. Yeah. Kind of looking around, it doesn't appear anyone's noticed you. It seems that this is a pretty empty alley. All that's here are a few stray cats and a multitude of rats feasting on the leftovers and the scraps from the trash of the hospital. At this point, with Dr. Hans Kultz on your shoulder, what would you like to do? At this point, the rest of the party kind of all comes back together, I would say.
I know the plan is probably, I know Radigan probably has something in mind, but, looking at all the rats and all the garbage, I'd say, I feel like this is a perfect home for the good doctor. He'd be among his people.
Dracket kind of looked down at Mukduk's lodge face. It says, "Is he all good?"
Fuck off, Dracus.
Walking up and putting his elbow on Mukduk, Alex like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be just fine."
I've shot people for so much less.
We know.
Take his arm off.
Mostly on accident.
Mostly.
Well, it's what time of day is it? As we walk out.
As you kind of look around and estimate the angle of the sun, you'd say it's mid-morning, perhaps a few hours before noon.
Oh fuck! Can we go to the fuck to sleep, please? I'm so tired.
Me too. You have no idea.
Oh my gosh, so true.
Been up 48 hours. Yeah, I could definitely need some sleep, or could use some sleep. I'm wondering, can I recall if we ended up like paying for multiple days of the tavern that we stayed at, or the inn?
Don't believe so, but you were staying at the the Three Sailors. No, yeah, the Three Sailors Smiling, I believe, was your tavern of choice. I don't believe you were staying. I think you were paying a la carte, but they seem to be reasonably busy, but plenty of room for you. Oh, no, you actually did. I think you did pay for a couple of nights. So any gear that you left there would still remain at the room.
Good. Shall we head back to our rooms real quick? And,
I'm pretty exhausted and tired and in pain and vulnerable. Man, I might need an actual house to sleep at, and I'm gonna look over at Zotiva.
She looks back at you, rolls her eyes. Nice try.
Fine. I'll just go die, I guess.
Once again.
Yes, again. It's been a long day.
Well,
Okay. So you go ahead and you're gonna take the doctor on your shoulder to the tavern?
Yeah, in the same vein that Mukduk is being kind of carried. Yeah, just a couple of guys, just
bringing a couple buds along.
at a little too much.
Carrying some dudes.
Yep, nothing weird about this.
But the doctor is indeed in a potato sack right now, right?
It's true.
That's so
I mean,
funny.
Yeah.
Is my health at 1 right now in case we get into a fight over this?
Oh yeah. What was the lasting effects? So you're gonna be fatigued 1 per day, and yeah, your HP down to 1 until you're healed up.
Damn, 53 hit points in 1 potion. That's nuts.
Looking at seeing the state of his friend Muck Duck with his beautiful new, not dirty at all white gloves, Alec is gonna kind of walk up and touch the back of Muck Duck's neck, using their once a day effect to soothe the wounds of a willing, living, and adjacent creature, restoring the 2d6 plus 7 HP to the creature. It's a positive effect that can't harm them and it requires no medicine check.
Yo.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
6 plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double 1.
That's funny.
you get 9 points, buddy.
Hell yeah. That'll hopefully make me not instant die if we get into a fight.
Hopefully.
All right.
Let's try and avoid getting into a fight at the
Yeah, why don't we just
tavern.
go to bed?
Right. The only fight we need to do is with a pillow and covers.
All right. So
What
you make
time
your,
of day is it right now?
I think
it's about
midday.
mid-morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you make it back to the what was it? Three Sailors Smiling Tavern and Inn. You definitely get a few awkward glances from a couple of the patrons having a body-sized sackcloth over one shoulder. But most of them seem to be content going about their own business, not really want to get particularly involved in whatever it is that you're doing. And you make it to your rooms, your gear that you left there beside you. And you just go right to bed?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna eat some fucking food and drink a tea and then go to bed.
All right. It seems that the actually you guys weren't in this. Which
Win and Quent, am I right?
Radigan shakes his head and looks at you. You understand now what it's like growing up here?
Yeah. Dragon does not say anything really.
Wait, are y'all alone? Did I hear that?
Yeah, probably.
If
I think
so-
we're all together.
If so, this is what you grew up with? You grew up with fucking monster things with eyes of your sister rampaging and getting no sleep and then drinking whole gill and almost dying? That's what you grew up with? I'm gonna give you before
Maybe-
you answer. I'm
maybe
just gonna
not quite
give you
this
a big
bad.
ol' hug. Just 100% believe it.
Radigan returns the hug and says, "Well, this does raise the bar a little bit, but not by too much."
I'm gonna give you just a little tighter of a hug. You poor soul.
Dragon actually follows Algar to his room because he now remembers he
Oh God, that's right.
sleeps there now.
That's right.
After restraining Mr. Doctor.
All right. So the doctor is with you, Draka?
Sure, yeah, we'll restrain him to a something rather, whatever's in the room, to probably a chair.
Yeah, looking around, yeah, there's probably the heaviest object in the room would be the bed. It's pretty bare room, pretty common style room with a couple of beds, a chair, small desk, and a couple of nightstands. A bed would probably be the heaviest thing.
Yeah, we'll strap him to the post there. And yeah, but do excessive amounts of knots.
Okay.
More than what is probably required.
You can't tie a knot, tie a lot.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go ahead and roll a survival check with advantage, since you're taking your time.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
assist.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll double check what it.
I'm assist, but with sailing lore.
Are you there?
Oh, am I not? Oh, I guess I'm not there. I don't know.
I don't think you're there.
I forgot what the room distribution was.
+1.
Hey, Algar, you know how to tie knots? Actually, can I use my sailing lore?
Sure.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, sailors know how to tie knots. Why not?
I hope so.
This is true.
I will find out.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Not a
did
one.
it on yours? Did it like look like it was about to be a 1?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, me. I was like, oh,
Like, oh no, it's happening again.
It's happening again.
Okay, yeah, 23. Yeah, you feel reasonably confident. You're like, yeah, I know how to tie a good knot. This seems really solid. I don't think he's going anywhere.
and just one for good measure. One more for good measure.
Fair enough. All right. With that, you all kind of find your heads hit as your heads hit the pillow. You
Really
each
quick.
and every one of you.
Sorry, before Radigan goes to bed, Drakith and Algar hear a knock at their bedroom door.
I'll open the door.
Radigan comes in, doesn't say a word, but has a big glass of water and walks right over to the doctor, throws the water in his face, and just says, "Wake up!"
No. What is this? Where am I?
Radigan gets really fucking close to him, and
He's still in
looks
the
at-
sackcloth.
Yeah, Radigan grabs his face so that he feels a hand on his face. Radigan gets really close to the sackcloth so maybe he can see Radigan's silhouette through it, and says, "You belong to me now. Your time on this world is short. Don't try anything stupid or I'll make it longer." And then bops him over the head with the sap again.
Yeah.
And then Radigan will also inspect the knots that were tied to verify that they are of sufficient standing.
All right. Yeah, look at the knots.
Trust but verify.
They look pretty solid, the knots.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Have a good night, gentlemen. Radigan says to Algar and Drakith and then leaves.
All right. So as your heads hit the pillow, each and every one of you almost immediately find restful sleep. And I think we'll take a quick break on that note.
Nice.
Be right back. And we are back. All right. So, after waking from your restful sleep, you feel certainly considerably sore, but rejuvenated as well. Your wounds are still kind of healing. But you can feel the healing process as it naturally percolates through your body. Who is in the room with the doctor, the dear doctor?
That'd
Myself.
Yeah, Dracoth and Algar. Unless anyone wants to wake us up.
You wake to a slightly unnerving sound. It seems that the doctor is kind of singing lullaby to himself in a frightful kind of manner. And as he notices you rouse from your beds and hears you, you can hear him say, "How is your dear Fraulein? How is she doing? The one with fatty eyes."
She's doing better than you're gonna be.
Are you certain of this?
Oh, absolutely. Have you ever felt a hammer against the jaw? I haven't, but I wouldn't want to feel it.
Such a crude instrument. The hammer. Nothing like the scalpel.
Nothing like my fist up your.
I wish to speak to the rat creature. Is the rat again?
The only rat I see is you.
I'm gonna give hearing that. I'm gonna give you a little slap on the arm, like that was a good one.
Sticks and stones, my dear, my dear.
Yeah. Who says he wants to talk to you though?
I just thought that he might want to hear the future of your dear sister.
At that, the door swings open and Radigan comes in and says, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but a flaying knife may ruin my life." And he whips out the doctor's flaying knife and walks over and holds it right up to his balls.
Yes.
It's still sharp.
Radigan cuts his balls off.
Oh, wow.
My
Okay.
God.
First thing in the morning.
Yes.
Good fucking morning.
That's a good night for you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Holy shit.
The old dick twist.
As you do so, you can kind of hear him scream out, "Nine, nine!" in pain.
Sorry, Doc, you had something to say?
That was unkind. And
Psycho.
he kind of begins to shift and passes out from the blood loss.
I was just gonna say he's probably.
I bonk him on the head right afterward with the sap for good measure.
Just to be sure, just to be safe.
All right, he seems to be losing blood very quickly, very concerningly quickly.
I'll heal him up.
I ain't touching there.
Algar, you are a better man than I.
I'll take care of. That's a lot of blood.
Dracoth kind of slides with his foot the remains that had dropped from Radigan's cut. Just
Radigan looks at Algar and in a very serious manner says, "Consider this a favor owed."
Still holding my hand up because I'm like, I just can't believe I saw you cut that guy's balls off. Mhm.
So Algar, roll a medicine check for me.
Oh boy, let's see. Medicine.
And are you trained or expert?
Expert.
Okay.
Not a great roll.
But he's going for trained. We don't need to heal this man. We just need to stop him from bleeding out.
That's a good point.
Fair enough. All right. So, looks like you stopped the bleeding, cauterized the wounds, or what have you. And he still is unconscious.
Let's see. Give him a little slap on the face, see if that'll wake him up.
All right. Kind of comes to. That was unkind, you demon dog, you. He's kind of still speaking through the sackcloth. Not quite sure who he's addressing, thinking that he's speaking to Ratigan.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I was no. Go ahead.
I just thought that you might. What the fuck was that? What was
Bindi.
Bindi.
Woke up, you know. PTSD's a bitch, you know.
Okay. I lost my train of thought.
Doc was about to be an asshole again.
Probably. Where is Ratigan? I wish to speak to Ratigan.
I'm not awake enough for this yet. We'll talk later. Ratigan bops him again with the sap.
It goes unconscious again.
I love this, dude. Sap, just cheat code. Sap is a cheat code. Confirmed.
He's out. I love it. Love it.
All right. With the dear doctor unconscious, what would you like to do?
Well, we're not going to get our security deposit back. Just staring at the blood-covered chair.
It was my doing. I'll make it right. Ratigan holds up his coin purse like it's nothing. And then he looks to Drakith, gives him a little glance, pulls out of his pocket a folded piece of paper, waves it, looks at him, and then sticks it back in his pocket.
Drakith will just nod as well.
Did anyone else see it, or were you being
anyone who was there saw it.
Okay, cool. I was just gonna say, maybe I should not. No, I didn't notice. I didn't notice. I'm very intrigued, but I won't press the issue.
Ratigan's gonna head downstairs and order himself a breakfast of eggs and meat and potatoes, and he's actually gonna order 5 of those, or 6 if Brynjar's here. He's going to order enough for everybody, and he's going to recall knowledge to remember everyone's preferred breakfast of choice.
Love
and
it.
Order that specific thing, as well as a beverage of choice for each party member. And then he's going to throw an extra gold piece and say, for the room.
Oh, it is very kind of you. Thank you, sir. And the bartender prepares the meals as instructed by you. Let's go around the table. What's everyone's preferred dish?
Oh well, of course. We gotta go with a classic cheese omelet for Algar. He's been talked about it nonstop on that island, so we gotta have it so we can share some with a side of coffee and a couple slices of bacon. Simple,
Very nice.
but comforting.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Drakith's favorite meal, or at least the one he's attuned to, is some salmon and some oats. A hearty meal for the day to start the day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We
Alec?
no.
And he sits right across from Alec, making sure he doesn't spill his oats.
Alec also enjoys a mixture of oats, usually with heated up cow's milk and fresh fruits and fresh fruits. mixed in.
And
The same one that he spilled on Draken.
Oh yeah. Maka? You're muted.
Muted.
I'm still just a little hungover from the other day. What's your selection of Hold Gill here?
Bartender looks at you. We do not have hold gill here. Sorry, my friends.
Grit, get something.
I got some grit for you, and I'll
Not
slide
that
my
kind of
coffee
tavern.
over to you.
Give me your strongest alcohol.
That we can do. And he pours you
Not
a
that
very
kind of tavern.
and he pours you a very tall tankard and what looks to be a glass shot glass kind of pours in and just drops it into the tankard, froths up, kind of overflowing the rim, slides it to you.
A drop shot. This is my second favorite kind of tavern, and I'm gonna drink it all.
Is that an Irish car bomb first thing in the morning?
Sounds like a hell of a way to start the morning. Hell yeah.
And Radican, what do you order for yourself?
Some shredded potatoes, hash browns, if you will, 2 over easy eggs, and 2 slices of pork-based meat, be it bacon or sausage, whatever is convenient.
Hell yeah.
So as you all kind of come together at one of the few tables in the tavern, having each of your individual breakfast prepared and placed before you, as you can begin breaking fast, what do you talk about after enduring all that you've endured in these last 48 hours? How do you feel? How do you reconcile all that's occurred?
My friends, I don't use that term lightly, and I look at each person individually. There are few that I would call friends in this world. Amongst this table are most of them. Thank you all for your support in finding my sister and traversing through the unfortunate horrors of this city. And very seriously, Radigan tells the group, it goes deeper than that here. That is but the surface of what is wrong with Quent. If we are to spend more time here, it is important you all know this is a dangerous place. We need to stick together if we're going to make through it. I have seen too many people be swallowed by this city, gone to time, their stories lost forever because they were consumed by someone else's story. Let that not be us. And Radigan, this whole time, has been brewing a thing of lavender tea. Draketh recognizes the specific tea bag that it is being brewed in, and holds up his mug. Cheers to the start of something great, my friends.
Hold up that coffee. Here.
Draketh doesn't grab for his drink as you announce everyone for cheering. Draketh slowly starts to feel the divots running across the side of his head, and then opens his hand out and looks at the scar that we all took and notices Radigan doesn't have one, and leans over to Radigan and he says, this mark is a devotion to each other. When the evils of this world try to rid us of the destiny called upon us, and Draketh points to wherever the tattoo is moving around. He says, standing tall, we'll rise against them. When there's nowhere else to go, together we overcome. And he hands him a knife for Radigan, for him to invite him to join the party. This oath that we all have sworn together.
Radigan takes a breath and says, "It's about time you offered me this. I was starting to feel pretty left out." And then Radigan cuts his hand in the exact same manner that everyone else's hand is cut, and then holds his hand up, confused. Now what?
Well, it would have been sooner, but we kind of lost you there for a little bit.
I understand. It's been a busy few days.
Dragus says, "Put her there," and he grabs Radigan's hand.
Hell yeah.
Circle is complete.
After that shake, Radigan says, "If you'll excuse me for a moment, I must visit the gentleman's room, if that's what we call it in fantasy world." And Radigan stands up and walks over relatively flamboyantly. He's making a point of his walk, got a little strut in his step, and he reaches into his pocket as he passes by the hearth and pulls out a piece of parchment and very dramatically throws it into the fire, and then walks into the bathroom.
Radigan, he's a man of mystery. Algar says he leans back. Love that touch. Pointing to the burning piece of parchment.
Muckduck will join Radigan in the restroom.
Radigan glances from his urinal stall over, like the side-eye kind of deal, and says, "Hello, Muckduck," as he maintains eye contact forward again.
Like, I'm like, I get it. I'm gonna pretend to pee next to you and whisper over. So what kind of drugs we doing in here?
My goblin friend, I will never shame anyone for their life choices. However, I appreciate you as a person, and I'd like to spend more time with you than a couple days.
Yeah, you're right. I need to find my own drugs.
Radigan is puzzled by this because he thought it was very clear what he said, but that the goblin did not understand, and he is like, what a character. What a character, this one. Righto, then, as Radigan continues to stare at the wall in front of him, peeing into a urinal.
Does Muckduck continue to pretend to pee, or is he just like, nope, I'm out?
No. As soon as he's like, "There's no drugs," I left.
And what do the rest of you do while at the table?
I'll lean forward. Algar will lean forward and look at Alec and Draketh and say, "I know we have some time here before we have to make sail with our new repairs or our new additions to the ship. Did you all have anything that you needed to do or like to accomplish before we set sail in the next 15 days?"
Wait, am I here? Or am I still in the restroom?
Oh, if you're there, I'll address Muckduck too.
Cool. Oh shit, my monkey! And I'm gonna telepathically ask him what Jack's doing.
Yeah, Jack, he
rolled a nat 20 when he was stealthing and spying on the gold.
He did, but he kind of followed them, saw that they were getting on the ship, and saw that the ship was sailing away, and he's like, "Nah."
No, he was on the ship. He was on the ship when
He's not gonna sail off without you guys.
That's literally what I told him to do. He was literally like chilling in the crow's nest, right?
Bro, Marshall, let this be the hardest nat 20 ever rolled. The hardest nat 20 that lasted 8 fucking sessions.
Yep.
All right, fine. He's on the ship, and it is heading southeast.
You're so screwed.
We're never gonna see Jack again.
Going back to Quent.
Better buy a new monkey.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then that means that he's. Are you okay? If he's if he's within a mile, I can telepathically communicate to him. So
He's not within a mile.
Okay. Cool. Guys, I lost my monkey.
He's past a mile.
Wait. This is such a good arc. This arc is gonna be so good because in like 40 fucking sessions, we're gonna find Jack.
Oh, and he's gonna be like the captain of that ship now.
He's gonna be a whole ass NPC. Yeah, he's gonna revoke you. He's gonna revoke Muckduck. Be like, nah, fuck you. You were holding me back.
The greatest enemy we ever faced was once an ally.
It's Jack the monkey.
Jack the monkey.
Like I would be like, no, he wouldn't do that to me. No, he fucking hates me.
He's gonna find some Chilaxian magic and get all fucking like humanoided out and become the ruler of a ship.
Oh, I'm loving this arc.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do whatever magical bullshit I have at my disposal and call him back. I don't know if I even can because he's over a mile, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can. Wait,
And to what? Make him swim across the ocean?
yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so here's what happens. He gets on the ship very stealthily, gets up to the crow's mast. Nobody notices him. Actually, no. Okay. Here's what happens. So as you're trying to contemplate, like, wait, what happened to my monkey? You then notice Jack come down from or swing through the window, and you can now communicate with him, and he tells you, Muckduck, a story of him getting on the ship, hiding into the crow's nests, not being noticed by anybody, and staying on the ship for about a day and a night, and hearing a few interesting conversations. Where is it? One of them being how they barely the job that they were on to deliver the package had barely gone through, and had it not, it probably would not have gone well with the Ziltron organization. And as they kept on moving farther and farther southeast, Jack became more and more concerned about how long to stay on this ship. And after another half a day, he decides, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to swim back. And he swims back, makes it about another half day, drowns, dies. But because he's a familiar, he regenerates and comes back. And now he's back with you guys.
Oh my god.
That was his story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Muckduck's gonna be like,
And now he's pissed at you.
Once.
And now he's pissed at you. Like, why'd you let me do that, motherfucker?
Look, okay. Did you die? Okay, yes, you died. Are you dead? No. Get over it.
Flipsy the bird.
Love you too, buddy. And I'm gonna give him an actual sincere hug. And I'm gonna whisper in his ear, only so he can hear. I'm glad you're okay. Cool.
Drac is kind of wide-eyed, not knowing what to make of this relationship. He informs Algar. I have some curiosities towards the Pharasma's temple.
Interesting. All right. Rasmus Temple is a destination. Anything else you're looking for, Drakith, Alec? Anything that you're looking to see or do before we well, again, we got plenty of time before we're out of here.
Alec is
Yeah.
gonna,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Alec is just saying, I'm looking to purchase a few things. If you guys don't mind, accompanying me to the
Striking room. Striking room.
You want us to hold your hand or what?
Yeah, if you don't mind holding my hand, Dracket, that'd be real great.
God, this guy.
He's looking for a shopping buddy. I would be more than happy to be a shopping buddy.
After what we just saw, do you guys want to walk around this town alone?
Well, we
No.
I come back from the bathroom and say, Alec has a valid point. Buddy system. Anywhere we go from here on out.
Fair enough.
Oh, and if anyone sees Tessa Fairwind's ship, the luck of the dawn, be sure to let me know.
No one has any idea what you're talking about.
If you see a sloop that looks like, and you're like, oh my god, how the fuck is that massive decked out ship possibly just a sloop? It has more guns than an average man of war. Please let me know.
All right, that's a little more signifying. Okay.
Could you draw me a picture?
Yeah, Monk Duck's just gonna draw a big old gun, and then next to it, he's gonna try to write "fuck you," but then remember he can't, and he's gonna draw a little middle finger.
Radigan kind of recoils at that comment from Muck Duck. What business do you seek with Tessa Fairwind?
Well, we just killed the entire conspiracy that we were hearing about the whole time we were here in Quent. We just got rid of that for her. I think that we need to let Tessa Fairwind know that that was us, and that she needs to be on our good graces, or however she wants. But I think she'll be pretty impressed with us.
Do you think she'll care?
Radigan takes a breath and thinks to himself, just in his head, that yes, what we did was pretty cool, and we solved something that was going on in this town, and also he remembers that the pirate goddess resurrected Muck Duck. He doesn't say this out loud, but he recalls it and points to Muck Duck and says, my friend, I'd like to join you for that meeting.
Oh, yes, I would like as much support as I can get. Anyways, let's go.
But in the meantime, I have my own business to attend to at the hospital. I need to check in on Reyna, and I need to visit Aunt Lav. Radigan touches his pouch where there's the serum that has a 50-50 shot of either killing Aunt Lav or saving her life and curing her ailment.
Speaking of which, would you like me to replicate that for you so we can test it on some other poor soul that we don't care if dies?
Yeah, maybe Jack can drink it.
You'd be willing, right, Jack? Well, go fuck yourself.
Radigan takes a breath and thinks about his god, Marshall, the DM, and considers that maybe that's not how this is going to work. Maybe we can't just replicate this. Maybe there's some terrible luck of chance involved in this situation that cannot be avoided, and declines Muck Duck's offer to replicate said serum.
Okay. I'll be totally honest here. The main reason I want to replicate the serum is because I want that formula, and that formula for a illness that there's no known cure for yet Oh, that's big money. I feel like we could really offer our services to people in need.
I think this is Radigan's decision to make. If he doesn't feel comfortable replicating it, we shall not.
Think about
Radigan-
the money, Radigan.
Yeah, Radigan does lean into Buck Duck a little bit at the word extort, because that implies to Radigan that we should give people an illness and then charge money to cure it, and that is basically what just happened to his aunt. This doctor gave his aunt an illness for no fucking reason other than pure experimentation. Radigan's not super stoked about that. No. Buck Duck, there will be no extortion of health. Extortion otherwise, sign me up. Of health, I draw the line.
I'm thoroughly confused, but okay.
It will become clear when the time is right.
I don't believe you.
Pats him on the shoulder. That's my goblin.
Well then, would you wish us to accompany you, Radigan, or again, if we want to stick to a buddy system, we want to get some stuff done.
Well, if you'd like to roleplay this with me, feel free to accompany me to the hospital. Otherwise, I will choose Draketh as my buddy for this adventure.
Do it.
But feel free. You all are welcome.
I'd like to join.
Fantastic.
Uh,
Everybody, hospital adventure.
I would like to do a little shopping for something for and I'll say this as Algar. I'd like to make a little something for you and your family, Radigan. So I might need to do a little shopping before I join y'all.
Why, thank you.
Draketh kind of pulls Algar aside away from Radigan and says, if you know any mashed potato recipes, I'm sure Aunt Lav would love your mashed potatoes.
She a fan of mashed potatoes?
Is she a fan? This is all Radigan talked about all the way to Azir. Aunt Lav makes great mashed potatoes.
I might have to exchange recipes with her. I can make a mean mashed potato.
If you can impress her enough.
A challenge, then. I love it.
Out of character, but Draketh, god tier friend. Draketh is a god tier friend.
Yeah, he is. Alec, did you want to do some shopping as well, or do you want to go with
I'll accompany you. I'll accompany you, Algar.
awesome buddy system?
Yes. We got the hospital team. We got the shopping team.
Team.
Radigan is going to, upon that offer of shopping, hold on, I need to find out how much. 65 gold pieces. No, 70 gold pieces to Alec and say, while you're out and about, would you mind finding me a striking rune for my rapier?
If I find one, I shall get it for you, buddy.
Fantastic. Thank you, Alec. Grandly appreciated.
All right. So as Alec and Algar make their way into the marketplace, you can go ahead and make your purchases as we kind of roll through the role play at the hospital.
Cool.
Because we're just gonna kind of skip over those.
Yep.
So you can just buy whatever. The rest of the party makes their way to the hospital. So making your way through the hospital, you see again that engraving atop the facade into Providence until the return to Ash. And you make your way into the hospital to the very room where Raina was last seen. As you make your way through, you find Oh, I already lost it. Gosh darn it. You see Zotiva Bangos kind of sitting at her side.
I completely forgot that they were friends.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
Yep. Radigan's still not sure if they're friends or if they're friends.
So you see Zotiva Bangos, and she turns to you, and you can see like a single kind of tear kind of ripple down her side. Looking at Reyna, she seems to be lying there, bandages around her entire head, and wrapped up, little bits of blood kind of pooling at the eye sockets. You notice that the jar that was there when you last left her, the ones that contained her eyes, now replaced by an empty vessel. She looks at you. Oh, Ratigan, it's good to see you.
Does she have eyes?
She does.
Let's fucking go. Wow.
Oh my.
Radigan takes a huge breath, sighs, and oh my god, Reyna, it's so good. Reyna, are you okay?
But
Marshall. Tread lightly, Marshall. He's not gonna tread lightly. But what, Marshall?
there was complication,
Oh, no.
Ratigan. It seems that her eyes contained a contagion. Rain has now infected by blinding sickness.
You motherfucker! Marshall!
Oh
Marshall!
my god.
Marshall! I love you. This is incredible storytelling, but Marshall, fuck you. Make me choose between my sister and my mother. Jesus Christ.
Good.
Oh, no.
Muckduck's just gonna go up, put his elbow on your, like hip, and just like all smugly, like, if only there was a way to get 2 potions.
Oh man.
Radigan takes a deep fucking breath and turns to Muckduck and says, outside, now. Reyna, I'll be right back. And walks outside, and he gets down on his knees, and he grabs Muckduck by both shoulders, and he fucking grabs him tight and says, Muckduck, I need you to promise me you can make 2 if I give you 1.
Muckduck saying, I've never seen Radigan like this. And Muckduck is just like shocked. Let me see that potion before I make any promises. Let me do my due diligence. Let me check. I'll give you a certain answer.
If you fuck with it before you give me your promise, your head is mine.
I
Radigan pulls it out and hands it to him.
Cool. I'm gonna do some grit.
Excellent.
I love that.
Don't mind me.
Radigan's
I'm
having
gonna
a
go for
highly
it.
hyper emotional
worry about it.
moment, and Muckduck's like, "Yo, can I take a look?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a potion.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do some grit for crafting. I'm also gonna take a mutagenic potion known at. I'll have to find what it is. Some formulas. Formula. There it is. Crafting. I'm gonna take theatrical mutagen. So if anyone needs me to perform a performance, now's also the time.
Love it.
to give myself +2 to crafting. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a crafting check to examine what this vial is, mainly if it's within my scope of practice. Like, is it like insanely rare that's going to make it difficult? Is this like what's going on here? Like, is it super, is this just like so high of a level that this is beyond my scope, you know, like non-metagamey? Yeah, that is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how difficult is this going to be to replicate?
Roll a medicine check.
Dope. Medicine or crafting? Because this is a crafting thing of like the components of the thing and like what it is.
I'll let you roll crafting for it.
Cool.
27. You can tell that it's beyond your capability.
But
It's something that you've never seen before, something unique, something you've never heard of, never read, never dealt with before. You're not sure, even with it, if it is within your ability to craft or not. Perhaps it is. Perhaps not. It seems beyond you somehow.
I'm gonna come back. My head so low. Radigan, I don't know about this. I've never seen anything like it. If we all work together, there's a decent chance that I could replicate and make 2. And if we went down that route, if I failed, we would still have the components. We could still take it to an even more master of a craftsman than me. And they could do it, most likely. But if I do it, I couldn't tell you.
Radigan sighs and nods. Thinks to himself, fuck my DM for this decision that I'm about to have to make. And says, thank you for your honesty, Muckduck. And Muckduck gets a good sensation that like Radigan really fucking means that. He really appreciates that you were honest about that. Radigan says, I need a minute. He's gonna go outside and smoke a cigar.
What does everyone else
I'm
do?
gonna walk up to Draketh and be like, the fuck does I need a moment mean? I swear, when people tell me that, they either need a moment or they want something. I don't fucking know.
I love that option A was when people tell me they need a moment, either they need a moment or
Anyways, Radigan says he needs a moment.
Oh boy.
Whatever the fuck that means.
He didn't say a moment or. Well, how did he say it? Was it a moment or like a moment?
Yes?
Ah.
I don't understand this question. He said I need a fucking moment. I don't fucking know.
Oh boy. That's not good. What's upsetting him?
Oh, wait. Yeah, his family's probably gonna die. I say, possibly whispering.
How do you know that?
Yeah, so that potion thing, it's only good enough for the one of them. But there's 2 of them now, and I probably can't make it myself. I might be able to, but I probably can't.
What's stopping you?
Well, there's nothing stopping me. We could try right now. I just don't know if I would ruin the one potion we have.
I see. And then risk losing both of them.
Right. We could pay some good money for a really fucking good alchemist if I fuck it up. But that's still a maybe.
Shoot. This is tough. Muktuk, you know how you came back to life?
Yeah. Bismara got my back.
Right, sure, yeah, that was Besmara. It wasn't, but
It was. You'll see one day.
it wasn't, I promise you.
Okay, non-believer. I'm gonna like reach way up and pat you on the head.
Yeah, I mean, certainly was for a long time, but I'm more of a believer now than I ever have been. And it's like, all right, have you guys talked to Zana, Barraquin, yes. About maybe replicating this vial? I mean, Dr. Colts was the one that created it. Is she able to maybe replicate it based off of her work?
I don't know. He might be able to, or she might be able to.
It wouldn't hurt to ask.
Well, I'm not going to go back out there. When people tell me they need a moment, I find I have a 50% chance of getting punched in the face when I go talk to them. So that's on you, bud.
All right, I'll go rope him in. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
while I'm gone.
No worries. Side note, where's the pharmacy at?
So Tiva, please watch
Jesus
this, man.
Christ. At that moment, Radigan comes back in. Says, Zotiva, I am sorry that he is your responsibility. And then, turns to Drakath, nods. Fast forward, can we find the doctor and ask if there's any potential at replicating this?
The doctor of the hospital?
Yeah, Zana Barkman.
Yeah. Bring up her.
I
All
guess
right, so
even just like quick cut. Does Doc say yes or no? Because if Doc says no, Radigan has an alternate plan.
do you want to do a quick cut?
Yeah,
No.
quick cut. Does Doc say yes or no?
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. All right, great. Quick cut. Fast forward. Radigan goes back to. Sorry, Drakath. Have you been dragging Dr. Fuckwad with us this whole time?
I think he's back at the place.
Yeah, he's
Okay, great.
He's a little
Radigan-
tied up.
Radigan, quick cut for Radigan back at the tavern with the doctor. Wakes him up from whatever coma he is in and whatever brain damage he has suffered from 6 saps to the head at this point. And says, Doc, you have the most important decision of your life in front of you right now. Either you replicate this potion, or I bring your god to you on this earth.
So I see that you have visited your dear Fraulein. Is her condition worsened? Is she not doing so good?
I made your options clear, Doc. Give me an answer. My patience runs thin.
That I would help you. But your big friend, gesturing towards Brynjar, See, he has broken my hands. And he kind of raises his hands, broken and disheveled and crumpled, as you recall in the laboratory while he was unconscious, Brynjar breaking each and every one of the dear doctor's fingers. I no longer can do this thing. It's you, Ratigan. You must choose who lives and who
Well,
dies.
Doctor, I know plenty of people with good hands, and it is your brain that crafted this potion. Either your brain tells my good hands how to replicate it, or your brain does not exist any longer.
My life, it is over. Do what you like.
I give him 4 blows to the head with the sap.
All right, he falls unconscious.
Fast forward back to the doctor's office. Radigan has made his decision. He talks to Dr. Zainaparkin,
All right.
and he says, "Sorry, real quick. Can I recall knowledge? What is blinding sickness specifically? It just means that they're blind for the rest of their life, right?"
Yeah, so blinding sickness. Blinding sickness is a yeah. It begins something akin to a cold or a flu, weakens the individual, and eventually they lose their vision altogether. It can be treated to prevent lasting death, but the patient is often left with no vision in their eyes. Without treatment, death is a certainty. There is no known cure. And then you look.
Sorry, that was the most ominous shit you've ever said. Lasting death.
Damn.
Yeah. To that, without treatment, death is a certainty. With it, as is in the case of Riva and Antlov, a state of weakenness and total blindness is a certainty. Other than the vial that you hold within your hand, medicine knows no cure.
All right. Radigan is going to go to room A3 and visit Aunt Lav. And is going to kneel down beside Aunt Lav and have a little conversation with her, reminiscing about Jesus fuck Marshall. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do any of that. God damn. I'm gonna have a little conversation with Aunt Lav, reminiscing, Jesus Christ, that 1,000-yard stare, about the good times that we had growing up. The time that I fell out of the apple tree while trying to convince Raina that I could get the highest apple in the tree. The time that when we were teenagers, we got the shit kicked out of us by a local gang because we thought we were hot shit. The time that we came home to the house almost on fire because Aunt Lav had fallen asleep while cooking mashed potatoes. We reminisce the good times, and then I tell her, Aunt Lav, I have a potion that has a 50-50 shot of curing the blinding sickness that ails you and that ails Reyna. And Aunt Lav, I need you to tell me what to do. Radigan does know at this point what he has to do, though. But he wants to hear what Aunt Lav has to say.
While you reminisce of stories past, Aunt Lav lies there, moving very little, saying nothing. Then you ask your question at a long pass. And you can hear her sweet voice say, Ratigan? She kind of grasps up at the air, clinging to something.
I reach out and grab her hand.
She kind of follows your cold and clammy hands up your arm and kind of grabs you by the face. Ratigan. She kind of quivers, her hands shaking. Ratigan. My son. And her strength begins to fade, and her hand kind of falls to your shoulder, still trembling. But her breathing kind of slows some. She falls back asleep.
I give her hand another squeeze and a kiss on the back of the hand. I say, through tears at this point, thank you for everything, Aunt Lavender. I slowly release my grip on her hand.
She remains motionless, sitting there still. You find yourself kind of in a darkened embrace of your own thoughts.
Radigan just leans in and puts his forehead to Aunt Lav's forehead and grabs onto her and holds her, hugs her. Just again says, thank you for everything, Aunt Lav. Thank you.
What do you do?
And then after a moment stands up. Is she gone at this point?
Kind of put your hand over her forehead. Kind of lower your fingers to check a pulse. You feel nothing.
Yeah, Radigan starts fucking bawling. He's fucking... Yeah, bawling. He hugs her corpse, just keeps saying thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the life you gave us. I couldn't have asked for a better mother. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Dracketh is sitting outside the door. Sees Algar coming up all smiley with a bowl of potatoes. And gives him the no, wrong time.
Yeah, I am putting those potatoes. I don't even care where they are at the moment. I'm just gonna put it down on the ground and run in to the hospital.
You run into the hospital or run into the room?
Oh, I guess yeah. Oh gosh. I'll look to Drakus. Algar will look to Drakus and kind of say, without saying it, like, Aunt Lav, she's...
Dracketh just nods. It appears so.
Algar will look into the room, or actually before looking into the room, be like, is anyone with Radigan right now?
I don't.
Just
Here's not.
Radigan and Aunt Lab.
Just Aunt Lav.
Just
About that time, Radigan opens the door to the room, and there are just tears galore running down his face. There's an undertone of solemn composure underneath all of the emotion as he walks back down the hall, crying not in the crying manner we are accustomed to, but just tears flowing from his eyes constantly with an underlying layer of resolve as he walks down the hallway back to Reyna's room and summons the nurse, and with a very shaky hand grabs the potion that he has, hands it to the nurse, and through the tears says, "By all the gods in the world, please let it work."
The nurse, grabbing one shoulder with one hand and the vial in the other, "We'll do all we can for her," and strings the vial into the series of tubes that feed her line. After completing the setup, the nurse turns back. It will take some time for it to take effect, I'm sure. She'll need time to rest.
Radigan just falls to the ground and goes catatonic. Like there's not a whole lot of visible emotion on his face, but tears are running from his eyes constantly as he lies on the ground, fetal position, holding himself, and you can see his muscles twitching, spasms, as he tries to maintain his composure, even in the state of lying on the ground, having lost his mother a moment ago, and hoping to whatever god he is starting to believe in that Reyna might be okay after this.
What does everyone else do while this occurs? While you see this unfold?
Yeah, Elgar's a wreck. He's crying. He's got his chef's hat off. He's using it to blow his nose. Wipe away tears on that.
Draketh actually doesn't shed a tear. Not for like not for like not understanding the situation, but for a kind of like a passing from one life to another kind of deal. And he goes to Aunt Lav's and pulls out one of his white roses, closes her eyes, and begins to kind of hum a hymnal or a prayer as she's passing.
And I think with that, we'll take a quick break. Be right back. And we are back. All right. So the nurse has taken the vial and introduced it to Reyna's bloodstream. You see Reyna now lying down on her hospital bed. Every moment that passes feels as though it were an hour as you wait, hope, pray for a positive resolution to all your troubles. As the time passes on and on, Radigan, you see a slight twitch in the Reyna's fingertips. They begin to move from their still position. Her hand tilts slightly. And you hear her soft voice. Radigan. Radigan. Are you there, Radigan?
Reyna, it's me. I grab her hand and I look into her eyes.
Her head still blindfolded with wrappings, kind of reaches forward and grasps you at the very same cheek touched by Aunt Love some time ago. Help me, Radigan. She kind of grasps at one of the strands of wrappings and gauze, and she tries to very weakly pull them from her side.
Still right hand holding her right hand, I use my other hand and start to unwrap the wrappings. Terrified. Radigan is fucking terrified at the prospect that she might still not be able to see him. But he removes the wrappings.
Each layer unfurls the anticipation of what you might see grows with each spiral until you are left with but a single strip of gauze, still bloodied and crusted where her eyes lay. With a deep breath, removing that final piece, you see bits of dried blood around her eyes. Raina, you can see a bit of twitch at the very tips of her eyelashes. And her eyes begin to open.
Yes.
And you can
Less
see-
stressful music, yes!
And you can see once more those beautiful brown eyes that you remember from your childhood looking back at you. She grabs you, Radigan, both hands. She says, I can see you, Radigan.
Radigan just
Is
starts
that you?
bawling. He just starts bawling and goes in for the hug.
She grasps you with all her strength, weak as it is. And you can hear her whisper, thank you, Radigan. Thank you.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm sorry this happened. It's gonna be okay.
She just continues to hold tight with all her little strength that she has. Finally, releasing, giving all her strength to that hug. She falls back into a deep sleep, closing her eyes once more. What do you do?
Radigan kneels down, and he is not a religious person by any means, but he takes his two fists, holds it to his forehead, and just has a moment of extreme gratitude towards the universe, towards all of the gods, whoever made this happen, that allowed her to recover from the blinding sickness.
What does everyone else do while this unfolds?
Jacket is gonna kind of squeeze the back of the neck of Radigan, and kneels down. I can make the arrangements if you'd like.
Radigan kind of turns his head towards Draketh and nods.
In one slow movement, he gets up and leaves the room.
The nurse, after this exchange, puts her hand on Radigan. She needs to rest. I'll send word if there's any change.
Thank you.
Do you guys leave?
Radigan lingers a bit longer, and then after a moment, yeah, he'll head out.
Okay. Making your way out of the hospital.
I would like to get lost and go towards the pharmacy.
We'll take care of it. We'll take
Can
care
I
of that.
try to redirect him?
We'll take care of that in a moment. As Radigan and whoever's following him leave the hospital, you feel as though the fog that has blanketed this town since your arrival, somehow it feels less thick. Almost as though the sun were burning it off. Today is a brighter day than yesterday.
For Radigan, though, that fog, instead of being burnt off, has gone from overlaying his entire reality to condensing into one fine ball. One very dense fog that he's able to brush off for the moment, but it is still there.
All right. All right, now we'll go ahead and do mock dex bullshit.
Now let's go steal prescriptions.
That's right.
I
Had a
see I didn't miss
big
too
emotion.
much.
I came in just in time for a big emotional beat and time
Big
to steal
emotional
some
beat,
shit.
and then Muck Duck doing pretty much the exact opposite of what that is.
Bunch of fishermen and felons up in here.
That's
Hey,
right.
Muck Duck knows to cope in one way and one way only, you know?
Drugs.
Get those drugs.
Those drugs.
Get those.
All right, so as you look around the hospital, Muck Duck.
I'm sneaking, by the way.
All right, fine.
And I can sneak up to whatever my sneak speed is times 3 without stopping, because every round, I can go a whole round without finding a hiding spot.
Okay.
So just FYI.
Okay. So as you make your way through the hospital, you do in fact find the pharmacy. However, to your dismay, it seems that all the good drugs are locked tight behind a steel door and beside it a barred window with a kind of a glass shutter, and someone attending the front window. There's a short line of 2 or so people in front, each of them containing kind of holding a thin slip of paper, presumably awaiting for the person at the window to dispense their prescriptions.
Okay, but the room with the actual drugs in it.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
So there's a doorway into that room that is a steel or iron doorway.
Okay.
And beside it is a barred window with glass shutters.
And beside it is a barred window.
Right. So there's kind of a window where someone might give the dispenser a prescription, and then the patient would get their prescription from the dispenser. And so that would be the back and forth window. The other being the doorway itself, where presumably the dispenser or pharmacist had passed through to get into the room.
So there is somebody in the room, but they're at the window.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to do a perception to see if I can spot the keys.
Roll perception.
As you're looking, Radigan's hand lands on your shoulder for a moment, and through his very solemn glance, he says, "I will gladly help you with this, but not now."
I could not respect a statement more. Muck Duck's gonna be like, okay, yeah, later's good. I was gonna share, but I don't see. So
Muck was going to share something?
I assume I didn't see the keys. But yeah, I'll just go with Radigan. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go with Radigan.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so now the whole party is outside the Red Sand Hospital, still weakened and a bit dreary from the last day's events. Though that's about it. Weakened and dreary.
Okay. I know that we have all gone through a fair amount of very, very rough times, but I need a drink. I need Algar to make me something delicious, and I need a beautiful woman, and I need about 2 days worth of sleep. Not particularly in that order, but I need all of that.
I think we can make that work.
I'm gonna kind of put my arm around Radigan and say, "I'm gonna find some tea for you, and we're going to work this out." Yes.
She sounds nice, but I need to talk to some people about some short-term arrangements in the meantime. And I look at Drakith and give him a glance that Drakith definitely is able to perceive as the prisoner that is currently tied up to his bedpost.
Oh, that guy. I'm guessing he's off my shoulder now.
Yeah, he's back at the inn.
Yeah, he's just in a tavern tied up to the bedpost. But Marshall, I would like to use my criminal connections feat, if I may.
Okay.
You have dealings with a variety of unsavory characters, which you can leverage to trade favors or meet powerful people. When you're in an area where you have connections, you can attempt a society check to arrange a meeting with an important criminal, such as a Thieves Guild leader, or ask for a favor in exchange for a later favor of your contact's choice. DM decides the DC based on the difficulty of the favor and the figure's prominence. I would like to, with my knowledge of Quent, find somebody who I know has the facilities to properly and securely hold a prisoner for approximately 10 days.
That's so sick.
This is my whole character, dude. All of my fucking feats, all of my feats are about like making connections in places and leveraging favors in those places.
Are you looking for?
And
are you looking for someone that is willing to turn the other way for personal dispensing of justice, or someone that is more adherent to the law?
Not adherent to the law, or if they are in a corrupt way, I am just looking for somebody who I can trust in a criminal ass way to hold this prisoner in proper confinement for about 10 days, and that I can go check on the prisoner every couple days with.
He's not looking for Raylan Gibbons right here. He's looking for... Yeah, I just started.
Hell yeah.
You know, there's a underground cave underneath this hospital. We could just...
This is true. However, I would like for this prisoner to be monitored. And there are plenty of unsavory characters in Quent, let me tell you what.
Yeah, honestly, like...
Oh, can I just do a society check based on whatever DC you decide for finding somebody to watch over this prisoner and keep them imprisoned until I come to relinquish them?
Yeah, go for it.
Fucking beautiful. Society check. Roll, please be good. Yes! Yo! Yes!
Nice.
That's
All right.
beautiful.
Mwah.
All right. You do, in fact, recall a gent from the Drunken Bosun Tavern. One that is familiar with the kind of services that you require.
Yo,
Very-
is that you who pulled that back shift?
Dude, it's just some fucking guy from my drinking days like 8 years ago. When Radigan would get
say.
shit faced at the drunken bosun every fucking day.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's go. Local drunkard.
Let's see.
How old is Radigan?
Radigan's like 35, I believe. 30.
Oh, yeah.
Four.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
You recall this particular individual. You remember seeing him actually relatively recently, in like last couple of days, first coming into Quint.
Mm-hmm.
When he was a drinking buddy of yours, he was a very large, kind of brutish man working over at the dockyard. But more recently, it seems that he has been promoted to dockyard foreman.
Yeah, dude.
You want to go talk to him?
I'd love to.
Yeah. About this time of day, you'd find him at the dockyard. So, kind of making your way over to the dockyard. Actually, let me do this. Mill. Let me switch up some music a little bit. There we go. A little more ambiance going here.
Make it grimy.
Yeah.
All right, so you make your way over to the dockyard. It seems that the workers there are busy upgrading and repairing various mercantile vessels within the city's limits. You see,
Mhm.
you see your friend Terry Henlock.
Motherfucking Terry.
Terry.
Oh, what's up, Terry?
My drinking buddy from a previous life. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you find your friend Terry Henlock, a very bald or a blonde individual with a bit of a kind of recessing hairline, unfortunately, though he more than makes up for his connecting mutton chops and mustache.
Yeah.
And while he certainly has that kind of receding hairline, you get the sense that no one would actually comment on it. This guy being a good about 6 to 6.5 foot tall and built like a brick. Just day in, day out working on the shipyard, hammering and just kind of working on metalcraft and woodcraft and the like, has made this man into just a bull of a man.
What was my like relationship status with this guy last time we left? Were we on good terms?
Yeah, the last
Okay.
time you are a frequent like drinking buddy of his. He would often head over to the drunken bosun, and you would also find him there quite frequently after the day's work is done. And you both were on pretty friendly terms last time you saw each other. Maybe one of you owed the other a silver piece here and there between a bit of friendly gambling, but nothing strenuous. And
I
generally good terms.
I do a little trick, a little sleight of hand, if you will. I put my hand on his shoulder. I reach up, put my hand on his shoulder, and say, "You son of a bitch, you look like hell." And when he turns around to greet me, I go in for a handshake with that same hand, and as I do the handshake, there are 2 gold pieces in my hand now that I exchange into his palm.
He reciprocates the handshake. You rat bastard Ratigan! How the hell have you been? Haven't seen you in half a lifetime. How's life been treating you?
It's been more than half a lifetime for me, my friend, and life has not been so kind.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, sorry to hear that, Ratigan. Wish that life were better. You and I always had good parties over at the Drunken Bosun. Remember when we used to take their drinking challenge?
I barely remember, but I do.
Ah, I
A
remember
lifetime ago, Terry. A lifetime ago.
you were bent over the bridge over there, spewing your guts out, feeding the fish. Last I remember.
And more than once, I recall that. But Terry, it's good to see you. I have a favor
Good
to
to
ask.
see you too, Ratigan. How can I help you?
I have a compatriot, if you will, who needs some safekeeping, and I give him a wink for next week or so, week or two. You think he could manage that? All I ask is that necessities are met and he is kept alive. Anything beyond that, do what you might. In kind of a hushed tone, that last part.
Kind of turns left, turns right, make sure no one's overhearing. I think I have your meaning. We'll keep him in what the boys like to call the brig. It's where we put the less than jovial workmen around here. He won't go far from there, I don't think. Keep him nice and safe for you.
I lean in close and say, he's a sick fuck and he gets off on pain, so find a way to get to him.
Oh, we'll have some fun.
Jesus.
Might have to break a couple of fingers. Sounds like fun to me.
Well, hate to break it to you, but my buddy beat you to it. Fingers and toes alike.
Damn, that's half the fun.
Wait, who did that?
Oh, they can always be rebroken.
Oh, yeah, me.
Yep.
All right, Terry, it's good to see you. I
They
appreciate
still got
the favor.
kneecaps, don't he?
As long as the legs stay on.
All right, we won't be doing too much damage to him. We'll
Terry,
keep him
it's
alive.
good to see you.
Good to see you too, Ratigan. Next time you're over at
Ratigan.
the Drunken Boatman, tell him put him on my tab.
Well, mate, I don't plan on being back there again anytime soon. It's a life I've had to leave behind. It is good to see you, though, old friend. I'm glad you're doing well for yourself, and I appreciate the favor.
Of course. I'll be expecting. I'll send a couple of my lads to go pick up the package. But he kind of winks at you.
I tell him the tavern that we're at and the room number where the doctor is tied up right now. And I reach into my pocket and give him another handshake, and this time I pass him 5 gold pieces and say, well, make sure your men have a drink on me for their favor.
Oh, I will. Thank you. Thank you, Ratigan.
I give him a nod and I turn around and, in a
All right.
relatively flamboyant manner, proceed away on my peg leg.
All right. And unless someone has anything else, I think we'll go ahead and hop into some downtime. Unless anyone else wants to do anything in particular.
Did we take care of that business with the cold iron?
Oh.
Yeah. Because I have an idea.
Yeah, that's definitely a discussion between the group.
I'm listening. I
I
like
know what you're thinking about, though. I'm about it.
So, I know that we were contracted to deliver this cold iron to the blacksmith, and that we probably want to get paid to deliver the cold iron to the blacksmith. I imagine Brynjar saying this as he's waving around the desiccated head of the monster that they just killed. That being said, I think that we went through a considerable amount of pain and torment. Makdak died twice. No. I think that we are due a little bit more than what we were promised. Now, I mean to say this bluntly, I think we should be keeping all the cold iron. Now,
Go
I
ahead.
have an idea of how we can accomplish this, but I will just need your support and for nobody to get in my way as I try to do my thing.
I agree, and I actually had my own idea of how we could keep the cold iron, but let's hear yours first.
Let's talk about yours first, and then we'll see whose is better. I have a feeling I know whose will be better, but let's hear yours first.
Okay, so I realized the amount of cold iron that we have is worth so fucking much more than what that person offered. We can sell it ourselves and make like easily 10 times the money.
He's not wrong.
My problem with that is Zotiva. We need, like, she still needs to sell her wares here in Quent, but I have a solution.
Does she? Do we need to worry about Zotiva?
We promised that we would help her out.
I'm gonna get right up to you, look up, and be like, "Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Brynjar."
Yeah.
I'm gonna just kind of. How tall is Murdoch?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
Are you staring at my dick or at my belly button?
I'm gonna guess. I can check if you want, but I think I'm about 4 foot.
Yeah, you're about 3.5, 4 foot.
4. Sweet.
He's looking at my belly button.
Yeah.
But it's close.
But you know,
There's a margin there.
It ain't that far off.
So here's my idea. Here's how we get Zotiva in here in Quent without dealing with that motherfucker, that racist little bitch that wouldn't let her sell her wares at his shop. You remember the asshole, all pretentious and with that gold gun? Fuck that guy. So, we're here in Quent. We have done a huge service to Quent. And because of that, I think we can easily get an audience with Tessa Fairwind. Now, we want this, only to get her on our side, right? Like, she's the best. I worked with her for years. She loves me, probably. And we can definitely get her on our side and let her know what we did for her and, get her to, let her know that Chiliax is doing bad stuff. Get them fighting. While we're doing that, we ask one little favor, and that is to force that motherfucker to let Zotiva sell wares at his store. That's totally within Tessa Fairwind's realm. She could do that no problem, especially after we deliver the head, whoever the fuck's holding that giant fucking head. Thank you. We show that. Tessa's going to be listening to us. We're going to be heroes. It's going to be great. And then we have a friend who runs this port every time we come here. That's my plan.
You all stared at me when I decided to cut this thing's head off.
Oh, no. I was right behind you.
And most of you decided to stare at me like I was strange when I decided to cut this thing's head off. Only one of you had my back.
It's rare that I see a decapitation. I've seen some shit in the last couple hours though that just whoo. So it's not that shocking in hindsight.
Wait, before we go to Tessa Fairwind and we make this motherfucker pay and you keep all the cold iron, there's one more thing we must do.
What's up?
I know what I have to do, but I do not know if I have the strength to do it. You have to take the dire wolf to that asshole butcher.
Oh, to the butcher? Oh, yeah, I can. I mean, I'm out of laxatives, but I can make more.
Oh, no.
Are you out of them?
We are just going to drop off the meats, and then we are going to get our money, and then we are going to leave the butcher shop, and then I'm going to burn it to the ground, and then we're going to go back to the tavern and have a couple of drinks.
I want to get back to the burn down to the ground part, but I also want to point out what Alex said. How'd you run out of laxatives? I'm a little worried about what we had in our breakfast this morning.
Yes, like most things that I make, they only last a day.
Okay. Woo! I was, feeling a little rumble down here, and I thought maybe there'd be something.
Rhaegar's wondering if that ale he had really did taste funny.
Oh,
There's
don't
a
worry.
hint.
If I give you laxatives, you'll know. You'll know.
Oh, while you gentlemen are off on your own affairs, I have some things that need to be, some arrangements that need to be made for Radigan's mom's burial.
Do you require money?
I have all that I need.
Very well.
You should not go on your own, though, Dracus. Would you like one of us to go with you?
There are some things a man must do alone.
I would agree. I just feel like, as Radigan pointed out earlier, this town is, as we've all now seen, very dangerous. Might be good to have a buddy system.
Dragon just stares at you blankly.
Buddies, friends. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for you, Dracula, because you don't really know those things yet. But...
Like it's kind of like 1 + 1, 2.
Dracus, do you think that you could find the Ratigan without too much trouble?
What?
Do you think you could find the Ratigan without too much trouble?
Sure, it wouldn't be too hard.
Right. You find the Ratigan, stay with him, you can do whatever you need to do together. We will handle our business on the other end, yes?
Yeah. I'll just find the man with the silver tongue.
I'm gonna look at Algar like satisfied.
Absolutely. I just don't want, I don't want to get.
I understand. Anyway, you should probably get going soon.
Let's do it.
All right.
Before we leave, I'll turn to Drac and say, I was just kidding about the whole friend thing, by the way. Hope you know that was a joke. All right, I'll see ya.
All right.
As they're walking away, Alex gonna kind of look at Algar and be like, "Can Dracath count?"
We gotta test that later.
I'm sure elves know how to do math.
They must. If he doesn't, we could teach him in simple terms that he knows. 1 fist, 2 fist.
Red fist, blue fist.
Blood fist, bruised fist.
Yeah.
Well, we know what Draken's doing at the end of the adventure. He's writing.
Hell yeah. Right, acclaimed children's novels.
Blood fist, cutlass by Draken.
All right, so you're gonna go talk to Butcher and back to the hospital. Those the two.
I think we want to go see if we can gain an audience with Tessa Fairwind, right?
Butcher,
As
then audience.
Oh, she's not in town yet. I'm just kind of hoping that she's going to be in town by the time that we're done making repairs.
Oh, okay.
Unless, are we still at the dock? Can I do a perception check for the luck of the dawn?
You can, and it is not at the dockyard yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Muck Duck like I'm gonna beat him with my helmet.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with the Butcher. So, going back to retrieve the, let's see, I think it was 1 dire wolf and 2 regular wolf hides and meat.
All in all, about 200 pounds of meat in total.
About 200, okay. So retrieving that from the cave entrance and coming back to the Butcher takes a few hours to do. But, all right, so you make it back to the Butcher and you find the familiar face of...
This guy. This fucking guy.
Clovis Metzger,
I get
the
feeling
town
Rhaegar is
butcher.
holding all the carcasses, and everybody told him he had to hold the things so that he doesn't immediately throw hands with this guy on sight.
Yes.
He is visibly pained, like he's trying to figure out how to do it.
As you walk through his butcher shop, the chill of the room kind of is actually quite refreshing for you in particular, Brynjar, having carried about 200 pounds worth of meat several miles. You're kind of beginning to sweat some, and the chill is actually a little bit relieving. It's a bit disconcerting to the rest of your compatriots. And you notice Clovis cutting a piece of meat and dividing it into portions behind the counter. As you enter, he kind of raises his head, looking at you. Oh, so you did make it. What's that you got there? 3 wolves? I'm impressed. Thought they'd kill you.
Well, I know we look very killable, but clearly you misjudged us. I mean, come on, look at this guy pointing to Drakus, and then look at this guy pointing to Alec. Look at this guy pointing to Muktuk. Don't look at me.
Apparently, I misjudged you. Well, throw it on the scale. He points towards a very large scale, kind of tallying it up, pushing the counterweights aside, kind of tallies up to about 200 pounds of unboned meat. Well, seems decent quality. Pretty fresh. Well, let's see how much you've got. And he goes back to the counter, does some arithmetic. At a going rate of a wolf meat, copper a pound, you're looking at 2 gold pieces.
Can we kill him now?
Brynjar is already like sort of going for his sword.
I think you misunderstood. Like, you know, that's wolf meat, right? What about dire wolf meat? It's got to be more, right?
Looks at it. So it is. Lad, if you'd be so kind, take the 2 wolves off. Waits towards Brynjar.
I pull the 2 wolves off.
All right.
I still look murderous. I still have murder in my eye.
Kind of grabbing the scale, kind of adjusting it. Looks like the dire wolf comes in at about 100 pounds. All right. Price of dire wolf, to silver piece per pound, 100 gold pieces. You're looking at altogether 12 gold pieces for the lot.
Right there.
Is that not satisfactory?
Well,
Do I still have wolves in my arms?
I think you do. Or wait, do you?
I guess. Well, these aren't exactly the most coveted of beasts. They sell to the masses well enough when beef and mutton isn't available.
Do you sell it to the people at a fair price?
Look for yourself. He gestures towards his meat counter, and you can see no dire wolf being displayed, but a few regular wolf steaks marketed for 5 silver pieces a pound. Or 5 copper pieces a pound.
Okay, good. I was going to say.
So that's a times 5 from after it's butchered, and so selling it for 1 copper piece, selling it to him 1 copper piece, he sells it for 5 copper pieces. It's a times 5 after he butchers it and portions it out.
Gotcha. Well, maybe we should consult with the group, but yeah.
Is that what you like? The gold?
I'll turn to everyone else. I
That
don't
or
see.
you could keep the lot. It's up to you.
I don't see why not. Could feed the people here in Quent.
I
Wasn't
think hustling us.
what was that?
I think he's hustling us.
Well, seems like it's at a fair markup for the price.
Mm. Never trust the word of a cock.
Oh God, did you say that? Can you hear that?
I'm behind I'm behind 100 pounds of wool. What the fuck's he gonna do?
Are you gonna sell the meats or not? It's up to you.
What are we
Algar,
gonna do with all this meat?
sell the meat.
Let's do it. We'll sell the meat.
All right. Go ahead and add, or I'll go ahead and add 12 gold pieces. It's party loot. And he slides you a small coin purse containing 12 gold pieces, as promised. Excellent doing business with you.
Thank you, sir.
This direwolf meat's always a nice thing to have around. Shows spikes up the showcase, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mukdek's gonna jump up on the counter, so he's eye level, and reach out a hand, all like confidently, like to shake.
Oh. He shakes your hand back.
I'm gonna shake the hand. I'm gonna lean in for like a hug, like a bro hug, like like the shake hand hug. And while I do that, I'm gonna whisper the incantation to cast whatever the heck it's called, the sigil one. I forget what it's called. I'm looking it up right now. But I'm gonna cast my sigil on his back, so he will have the dick butt imprinted on his back.
How long does that last?
1 day.
No, it's like 2 weeks. Yeah, you still have that on your forehead, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm looking it up so I can be certain, but there is like a statement, so he might notice that I'm doing it if he's really vigilant. I'm being sneaky. Yeah, it is just called sigil. Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't seem to notice, or kind of finds your demeanor curious, but doesn't seem to make any note of it. Well, if that be all, good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
Help you dive scabies.
Hearing from your say that, I'm going to move a little faster out the door.
Go.
Yep. Now.
All right. So then we'll hop over to the hospital with Draketh and Radigan, I believe. Draketh, what are you doing?
I go to the hospital.
Okay, fair enough. You do make your way to the hospital. And you are greeted with Nurse Easeborn
Oh, she's working today?
at the front. She is working today.
Cool.
Oh, wait, he's not in authority anymore. I can't use him for anything.
Wow. Hold on. Hi. Hello. Hello.
Yes, can I help you?
Yeah. Is Dr. Barraquin in today?
She is. Ah, yes. Your name is Draketh?
He just growls.
I was told that should you or any of your friends come through, she wanted to speak with you in her office. Please, this way.
Okay.
She kind of leads you through a couple of wings up to Dr. Barry Quinn's office. Certainly, and as you kind of walk through the great oak door, you certainly get the sense of this being one of the finer, or if not the finest, office in the building. Kind of that executive level domain, if you will, with a large mahogany table and a wall kind of decorated with old surgical instruments. And just behind the leather chair is the sigil of Pharasma, blue and white swirl. Good. I had hoped that one of you might come through. Please, please, take a seat. And it is just Radigan and Draketh, right? Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Radigan. It seems that your sister will make a full recovery. She'll have to stay here for a few more days, rest and recover in the lot. But she seems to have made it through the worst of it.
That is fantastic to hear. Thank you, Doctor. I will make sure that your reputation stays good in the street.
Yes. And she kind of leans forward, kind of crossing her fingers in such a manner. I had a wish to speak to you about that. I trust our mutual friend is taken care of.
He's safe right now. He'll have some more tender love and care applied later on. Don't you worry.
And any tales that he might tell would come on
Won't
deaf
hear
ears?
beyond mine.
Excellent. With that unpleasantness out of the way, I wanted to offer a full cremation package for your mother, if all expenses paid and all, and a lot, for as a sincere thank you for all your services. Wanted to make sure that she was well taken care of. If so long as any tales of the hospital fell on deaf ears.
Well, my deal continues. Dear Doctor, should you provide this free of charge, I will continue to ensure that your reputation lives on unscathed.
Excellent. Then we have an accord.
Fantastic. And dear Doctor, I do need you to understand how fragile my relationship with this hospital is at the moment.
I can most certainly empathize with your current predicament and give you my greatest apologies. It has been a unpleasant few days for all of us, I think.
That it has. Radigan takes a sip of his water and has a little sly smile in his eye as he knows that he is holding the cards against this entire hospital right now.
Well, if there's nothing further, good day, gentlemen.
Oh, Barraquin, that's quite the sigil you have. What do you know of it?
Of Pharasma, you mean?
Yeah.
Are you inquiring as to anything in particular?
Just kind of curious. I've seen it before.
Well, this is the sigil of the goddess Pharasma, of course. The goddess of birth, death, fate, prophecy, time. She is also the judge for all those souls that have ceased their existence on this plane. She decides which ultimate judgment one falls into, be they acting in good throughout their life or less than that. She reconciles the weight of a person after their death. In this, she acts as a great arbiter for those living souls on this plane. As far as the hourglass, and she kind of gestures towards a red hourglass sitting atop her desk. The hourglass, of course, symbolizes the amount of time that any one person has. None of us know how much sand we contain, but it's all destined. One's end. And when one's sand has run out, it's always a fate decided by Pharasma herself. I hope that helps you on your journey.
You have a strong connection with this Pharasma?
She blesses me with her some of her wisdom and a fraction of her power, yes.
In what way? Like, can you communicate with them?
As with any cleric, I pray to my deity and she answers in different ways. Sometimes it is the spilling of the sand on the table, as is a typical practice to discern one's fortune or one's fate. Only if Rasma equivocates a clear understanding of the fate. Sometimes you hear her in your dreams or in a wakeful rest. It's difficult to discern the natural world from that of the gods. But in this, with enough practice, one might gain a better understanding of their wishes.
Yeah, I too have been called as a collector of sorts, if you know what I'm saying. And I've had this dream at least 2 nights ago. Three nights ago. 2 nights ago.
Hmm?
I don't know. The cave kind of really threw me off for a second. That depicted some random figure, and I will definitely use this time to recall knowledge for sure.
So you recall, I won't make a roll for it. You recall knowledge of, upon your dream, a silver-eyed figure, cloaked in shadow and mist. At his side, creatures with sharpened teeth and claws, and a gangrenous stench of death and corruption.
Yeah, that'd be the one. And I relay that to her.
Interesting. And you said that you saw these in a dream some 2 nights prior?
Oh yeah, and a random figure. I couldn't quite make out any details, but when we arrived, it had seemed as if one moment it was there, and in the next moment it was gone.
And have you had any other experiences, recent or past, of any of those souls that have crossed the other side?
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. You might want to sit down for this. I can hear the wind of my someone that is very close to me, who certainly was dead. And now I can hear her voice 2 months later. I don't understand any of it.
Her voice? Someone dear to you?
Yeah, you could say that. Dracketh kind of makes sure that his journal's in his pocket.
On rare occasions, when those that are dearest to us pass to the other side, they find themselves in a state of neither being in this plane nor the next. They will sometimes reach back towards our plane for those left behind. Sometimes to give blessing, others to damn and curse, and yet others to warn for the tribulations ahead. It seems to me that is the case that you currently experience. Someone telling you of fragments of the fate to come. You recently dispatched one of my previous doctors to and exposed him for the soulless creature that he is. A shadowy, cloaked one. And as you said, having a plague mask of silver eyes, well, this seems to be very similar to that figure that you recall in your dream. As for the teethed and clawed creatures, have you not seen those in the recent days? In your wakefulness?
Suppose maybe some zombies? I don't know. It's been a long couple nights, I gotta tell you.
It seems to me you have a guardian angel of sorts sitting atop your shoulder. If you hear these voices in the wind, these visions in your dream, they're not something to easily ignore.
Yeah, almost impossible to ignore. I have to agree.
And if what you say is true about your friend, it seems that she has not quite passed on to the next existence in her ethereal time. Rather looking back at you, having unfinished business, if you will.
Is there a way to communicate back?
You have to go pick up a do-rag, by the way.
There can be. This typically takes the form of deep meditation and contemplation, in particular in places and spaces where those voices are strongest. For you, it seems where there is a large blow of the wind, or maybe even within your own dreams. This is my advice to you. When next you hear such a voice, take time in deep meditation. Focus on the sound of that voice in a peaceful spot, and communication might yet be possible.
Thank you for your great wisdom, and if you could pray for Aunt Lav's passing from this life to the afterlife, making sure that she passes Death's Spire with a swift and painless transition, that would be great.
Of course.
Thank you for your time.
She kind of gives a gentle bow towards you and towards Ratigan. Good day, gentlemen. And I think with that, we'll probably end night session right about there. It seems like a pretty good time, pretty good breaking point. Yeah.
Drakith backstory.
Yeah. Laying that foundation, baby.
All right. Well, with that, thank you so much to those watching now and to those watching later. Until next time.